believe in freedom of expression. If you were born with a penis and you want to wear a dress, have at it. It's not my life, and I don't get to dictate to anybody else what's right or wrong.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl and if just so today you're back with another video from Charlie Kirk. So today Charlie Kirk ties liberal woke academic in knots. So guys, without further ado, let's get started.
Hello. So I am a self-described liberal, and I honestly did not think that I would be so nervous, but I am. And I wanted to kind of clear up some things. You had said earlier that it's easy, you'd asked if it's easy to hold liberals, is it easy to hold your beliefs? And, oh, it's easy because the rest of society agrees with you, yada, yada, yada. However, that's not why I find it easy. I was liberal before it was cool. I find my beliefs easy to hold because I believe them in my soul. And I feel like a lot of conservatives are the same way. Your beliefs aren't subject to acceptance or disacceptance. Something else, and I mean, and honestly, if it were about what would be easy, it would be if I wanted to make my life more comfortable, I would change and become conservative. Because my husband has been caught up in and has changed his way of thinking to be a conservative person over the past couple of years.
We'll get you there.
Caused absolute disarray. So if it were something where I could just say, oh, well, you know, if you could get somebody to change their values.
Yeah, so let's try to make some progress. What do you believe and why do you believe it?
Well, I believe actually a lot of the same things you believe, just maybe in a more broad sense. Like, I believe in freedom.
Okay.
I believe in free speech. I believe in free speech for everybody. I believe in freedom of expression. If you were born with a penis and you want to wear a dress, have at it. It's not my life, and I don't get to dictate to anybody else what's right or wrong. I don't believe that man is above nature, because then is man unnatural? If man is separate from nature, is man unnatural?
Man is made in the image of the Creator, but I do want to zero in on one thing here, which is so you say you don't care what other people do. Just curious, like, do you think it should be okay for adults to perform drag performances in front of children?
It depends on the nature of the performance.
How about a sexually explicit one?
Of course not.
Okay, so we agree on that. And by the way, most liberals don't, just so we're clear, right?
I know zero liberals that think that it's okay to expose children to sexually explicit stuff.
Okay, so you would be partners with me in removing child pornography from elementary schools?
Yes.
Okay, so you're a big fan of Ron DeSantis then?
No.
Well, he did that, and he was attacked by Disney, and he was attacked by every major left-wing group as harsh, anti-gay, don't say gay. He was just saying you're not allowed to put propaganda or pornography in front of kids. I think you're actually more conservative than you are liberal, than you give yourself credit for.
No. Hold your applause. I am not, because where we differ is in how we define what is profane, what is pornography.
How about oral sex to 8-year-olds? That's probably profane, right?
Excuse me?
Yeah, exactly. That's in textbooks across the country, including in this state, that liberals are defending as free speech.
Okay.
They're teaching 8-year-olds the most graphic sexual practices in public schools across the country. And I get smeared, slandered, and so does the American right, as somehow being anti-LGBT, because I don't think a 9-year-old should be exposed to things that should be behind in the darkest depths of the human existence, right? So I guess we agree on that. What I'm trying to get at, though, is why you believe what you believe. And we could spend all night doing this. You say you believe in freedom and free speech, right? Okay. So which side do you think the American right or the American left currently is doing a better job of protecting the idea of freedom of speech?
Actually, they're both sucking pretty hardcore. They're both being absolutely horrible at it.
How has the right been horrible at that? I'm curious.
They're both being horrible in the exact same way. And it's who are they protecting or standing up for free speech for? Like, free speech for who?
Can I ask a theoretical question? Do you think if a liberal came to speak at University of Kentucky, they'd give an open mic like I just did to a conservative and had a discussion like this?
I certainly hope they would.
No, they wouldn't, because speech is not a left-wing value. That's why Chuck Schumer went on the Senate floor yesterday and called for the censorship of a cable television program. That is why they have to deploy shock troops called Antifa to go after everywhere I go. When I go to University of California, Davis next week, there has to be 120 police officers because of the threats, the violent threats of liberals that want me dead, that want to disrupt our events. There are no right-wing hecklers that come to events like this. Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, myself, Candace Owens need 24/7, 365 armed security to prevent ourselves from the violent threats from the left. And so I think it's rather clear there's one side that is trying to do everything they can to shut one side up and one side that's trying to open up the marketplace of ideas. And I think that's rather self-evident. But I do want to thank you for coming here tonight and demonstrating.
I totally disagree with everything you just said. I don't discount that you've received death threats or anything like that.
So how about this? Public approval polls show that a majority of liberals do not believe the First Amendment is absolute. What do you have to say about that?
It's not absolute. There are restrictions to the First Amendment.
Such as?
There literally are legal restrictions to it.
Outside of incitement, what would one be?
Okay, let's see. Let me
Do you
think
think-
back
do you
to
think-
high school civics
Do you think
class.
hate speech should be disallowed?
Fighting words is disallowed. Not fighting word. It's called that though.
No, they're very much not disallowed, actually.
They are disallowed if your speech is considered by a reasonable person and they harm you because of what you said.
Wait, you mean hurt their feelings or physically harm them?
Okay. If you intentionally provoke a person with your speech, that is not protected speech.
Yes, it is.
It actually...
The American Civil Liberties Union protected Nazis to be able to march in Skokie, Illinois around Holocaust survivors. Grotesque, outrageous speech is absolutely protected by the First Amendment.
I'm not saying that grotesque. I'm saying that... I can't really explain it right now, but there is a limitation on that. Another limit is like you can't speech that like you can't yell fire in a crowded theater.
You actually can, but that's a separate constitutional issue. That's incitement. That's a separate issue. But thank you for being here tonight, and I don't think we made any progress, but we certainly see where we disagree.
Yeah. I think I agree with Charlie. They didn't make any progress because he didn't get to convince her or confuse her. So in Charlie's debate, if you don't get to convince you or confuse you, then that means there were no progress made. But then actually, I love how the debate went. You know, it was calm, not rude, no one insulted anyone, and it was just, you know, a good conversation. And then I agree with this woman is the freedom of speech, the free speech she's talking about. But we can have free speech without hate speech. You know, you can have freedom of conversation, freedom of talking, freedom to do whatever you want to do without insulting someone or without speaking a hateful thing or having a hateful conversation with someone, you know. So yeah, the world can be free, but it can be free from hatred, insult, and kind of hurting people's feelings, you know. And yes, we can have freedom to do anything. We can have freedom I mean, you are a male, you can have your freedom, you can have your right to wear skirt, you can have the right to do makeup, you can have the right to do have long hairs, curl your hair, do whatever you want to do to identify yourself as a woman, but then you don't have the right to impose it on our children. And he's saying something, and Charlie gave an example on how public schools are introducing these children pornographers in textbooks, you know, profane stuff, profane academics in students, kids' books and other stuff, and kids' lessons, kids' education. It's crazy. Yes, we have the right to do everything because I'm sure it's a free world. We have the freedom to do anything in this world. But when it comes to our kids, I think we should reduce the kind of things that we do. Why do you have to introduce things? Because now the movies, even the cartoons that we watch, shows a whole lot of profane things, pornographers, LGBTQs in the cartoons. I thought cartoons were supposed to meant for kids, kids. Because now adult movies and movies rated adults, 18 and above, 15 above, are full of naked people, full of trans, full of LGBT stuff in it. So at least we secure the cartoons for our kids. We know at least if to not introduce them to all these profane things. But now these things are being introduced in the movies, introduced in the cartoons, introduced in their books. You go to schools and their teachers are teaching them how they can identify themselves as different things. Some teacher can actually I watched a video that this woman teacher was telling the guy how he doesn't look, no, how he is being trapped in a man's body. How he said he is a girl and he's being trapped in a boy's body. So it's okay for him to reveal himself as who he is, and it's crazy. Let the kids grow and let the kids identify what they actually want to be. And I think it's a bad idea for these teachers, these writers, authors, those people introducing these things to these children in their kind of age. It's crazy, don't you think? For me, I think it's crazy. Everyone had, because this world is full of liberals, full of leftists, and now they want to impose their beliefs on us. People actually can do whatever they want to do. Sometimes we don't have the right to do. We can just talk about this. We can just share an opinion, but we cannot force them what we believe. For us, we cannot force what we think on them. I think they should. My concerns are the kids. My concerns are always the kids, because now we give freedoms to everything, and that freedom that we have given out is really affecting our kids in a negative way, and that is what the harm is. It's okay. It doesn't harm anyone. If you are adult woman, adult man, and you decide what you want to do with your life, that's your own business. But when it's now extended to our case, that is where our business lies in. That's my opinion on this, and I really enjoyed the conversation between Charlie and our woman here. It was calm. It was not insultable. Even though they couldn't make progress in their conversation, I think it was an educative one for you and me. Let me know what you actually think about this video. Let me know if you have an opinion, if you have suggestion, and if you have anything to talk about this 2 episodes. Let us see in the comment section. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to click on the subscription button for more notifications. Thanks for watching.